Hello, my name is Ginger, and I work at the Mornville Community Library. Welcome to Mornville Community Library's Cozy Corner Craft Time. And before we get started, I'd really like to thank ACI Architects Inc. for sponsoring our craft this week. This week's craft is fairly simple. It has 3 items in the bag, or on the bag. One is a purplish piece of paper. One is a black cardstock, a little harder piece of paper, and one is a picture of the earth. We are going to be making a craft that represents our need to look after the earth. And so what you're going to need in addition to the materials that you have here are a pair of scissors, a bottle of glue, and a couple of crayons. Blue and green are the ones I picked. You probably need blue for sure. The other color is whatever you want to color continents. So it's up to you. Mine will be green. So your first step in this craft is to take your purple paper and trace your 2 hands. So the best way to do that is to get a friend, parent, or a relative to help you, because if you put your hand down, it's kind of hard to trace your own hand. It's much easier if someone helps you. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to trace my 2 hands onto this paper. So I'm going to place my hand so that my whole hand fits on the paper with my fingers near the top. And then I'm going to go right around the edge of my hand with a crayon. Mine is green. You could use a pencil. You could use a black crayon if you wanted. And your hand might be smaller or bigger than mine, which is all fine. And then I'm going down my wrist just a little bit. So that did that hand. You probably can't see it, but that's what I was doing. I'll try my other hand with blue. That's going to be harder because it's harder to do with a hand that you don't normally write with. Looks like the blue one will show up a little better. So there's a finger and another one and another one and the baby finger, and then down the wrist a little bit. So your next step after tracing the 2 hands, if I put it up close, you might be able to see. You can certainly see the blue one. The green one is probably harder to see. The next thing you're going to do is cut out your hands. So I'm doing that right away here, cutting along the lines that I traced. So you do need scissors for this job. Now I have one hand ready. Next, I cut out my second one. If you need help from a person that's older than you or bigger than you can ask for help. Asking for help gets things done sometimes. So now I have 2 hands, and we'll put those to one side for now. The next step is to color your world map. So right up here near the top is where Canada is. This is Canada in here. And of course, we live in Canada. Basically, this part, anything that's not land, is going to be blue because those are the big oceans that are in the world. And then I'm going to color the land green on mine. You could choose to color it any color you'd like. So we'll do that quickly. Color all your water blue. You can turn your page around to help you get into the corners. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to color my land pieces green. colored in. The next step is to cut around the outside edge of the circle. So I'll do that right away. Of course, the earth is in face and space is generally black. So we're going to be gluing this circle onto our black paper, but not until our hands are on it. So here we have our black paper. Here we have our two hands. So the thing that I like to do is to take a crayon and just take it at the very edge of the fingers and roll the fingers into the crayon a little bit, just so they curve a little. You might get a paddle to help you, or you can do it with your fingers, but I want the hands to be a bit curved. And so that one is sort of curved. We'll curve the thumb a little. Maybe roll it. Okay, so I've got one hand curved. I'm going to curve the fingers of the other one. So we're going to curl the second hand, and we want, because we put the thumb of this one on this side, like my hand would be if I was holding the earth, the thumb of this one should be pointing to the edge of the paper. So I'm going to just roll each of the fingers one at a time by themselves this time. Just roll them over the pencil a little bit so the fingers curve a little bit. You can always flatten them out a bit after. Okay, so now I have two hands and they're going to be holding the earth. So I'm going to put them kind of like that, one over top of the other. So I'll get my trusty glue bottle. I'll put some dots of glue on the back side of my hand, but not up to where the fingers are, just the hand part. Okay, and then when I put it down, I'm going to make sure that my wrist is towards the middle and my thumb is pointing towards the outside edge, like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing the other way with this one. So turn the hand over, put some dots of glue, not where the fingers are, just in the hand part. You can see that I didn't use much glue at all. You don't need too much. And again, the thumb should be near the outside edge and the hands are going to be holding the earth. So you could just overlap the wrists. And then when you put your, so it looks like that right now, when you put your earth on there, it's going to kind of go in the middle of the hands, and the earth should be right side up. So it would look like exactly like this. So I'm going to put my glue onto the back of my earth. Your hands are smaller, so they'll probably look a little more balanced than mine picture, but there we are holding the earth in the palm of our hand and being kind to the earth. So that's our craft for this week. Hope you enjoyed Cozy Corner Craft Time, and hope we see you at Cozy Corner Story Time on Thursday. Bye for now.